Welcome to Analytica today. I'm Meron Damtao, and this edition, Landlocked by Decree or Deceit, Ethiopia's high-stake bid to reclaim the Red Sea. We explore how one of Africa's oldest states is challenging history itself and reimagining its future on the shores it's lost. In a speech that sent shockwaves, Ethiopia's prime minister declared the nation's landlocked status a historical accident and its reversal an irreversible national mission. Abiy Ahmed's address to parliament did not merely lament the loss of sea access, it challenged the very legitimacy of the decision, framing it as an existential question demanding a peaceful yet urgent resolution. This bold narrative of historical amnesia and sovereign right has thrust Ethiopia's maritime ambitions back into the spotlight, forcing a regional reckoning with a past that Addis Ababa now refuses to accept as final. On October 28, 2025, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed stood before Ethiopia's House of People's Representatives and launched a diplomatic salvo, asserting that no official cabinet decree or parliamentary vote ever formally ratified the nation's loss of Red Sea access. He reframed the issue from a logistical hurdle into a legal, historical, and existential imperative, signaling an unwavering commitment to reclaiming a maritime destiny. This analysis unpacks Abiy's high-stakes rhetoric, the revisionist history, the economic imperatives, the frayed peace with Eritrea, and the precious path forward for the entire Horn of Africa. A sovereign right reclaimed Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's historical argument is not mere revisionism. It's a justified and necessary correction of a flawed and undemocratic process that has hamstrung a nation. His central claim that no official state institution formally ratified the loss of the Red Sea is a powerful legal and ethical foundation for his policy. The absence of a cabinet decree, parliamentary vote, or a public referendum reveals a critical truth. Ethiopia's access to the sea was severed not through a legitimate deliberative act of national will, but as a de facto outcome of a devastating conflict. This was a capitulation, not a choice. For Abiy, rectifying this historical oversight is an act of national sovereignty. He's not advocating for conquest, but for the restoration of a fundamental right that was never legally relinquished. It moves the conversation from one of territorial expansion to of sovereign restitution, grounding Ethiopia's claim in the principle that such transformative decisions require transparent institutional legitimacy. Furthermore, this stance is a pragmatic acknowledgement of history continuity. By invoking Ethiopia's legacy as a Red Sea power from Aksum to the Solomonic dynasty, Abiy is not dwelling in nostalgia but reinforcing a continuous national identity. He rightly argues that a 30-year-old separation, born from war, should not permanently override millennia of geographic and economic reality. For a nation of 100 million people striving for economic independence, challenging the legitimacy of its landlocked status is not justified. It is essential for its survival and prosperity. This position forces a long overdue regional dialogue, compelling neighbors to address a historical grievance with a legal and moral weight that could no longer be ignored. The economic stranglehold, the cost of being landlocked behind historical rhetoric, lies a dire economic reality. As Africa's second most populous nation, Ethiopia's landlocked status inflates import costs by up to 30%, hamstring export competitiveness, and acts as a drag on an economy struggling with inflation and a $28 billion foreign debt. The nation is held hostage by geography and port fees, paying $1.5 billion annually to Djibouti for access. With Houthi attacks in the Red Sea spiking shipping insurance by 300%, this dependency has become a critical vulnerability. For Ethiopia, maritime access is not a luxury. It is the key to unlocking the nation's economic potential, diversifying exports, and securing the growth needed for its 120 million people. The Pretoria Rift linking sea access to a fragile peace, Abiy's speech masterfully tied the maritime quest to the frayed aftermath of the Pretoria Agreement that ended the Tigray War. He revealed that the peace deal created a chill with Eritrea, whose president Isaias Afwerki felt betrayed by a process that excluded him and, in his view, failed to fully neutralize the TPLF. This linkage is a piece of strategic repolitik. It frames Eritrea not as an external foe, but as a partner whose current interventions stem from specific unmet grievances. Abiy recalled a rebuffed 2023 offer to jointly develop the redeveloped port of Assab, painting Ethiopia as a willing partner for mutual gain, held by Asmara's refusal to engage. Regional flashpoint between deterrence and diplomacy, the path forward is fraught with risk. Eritrea, with its fortress mentality and a military of 300,000 views any concession on sovereignty as an existential threat. Recent accusations of border insurrections and arms trafficking highlight the tinderbox along the shared frontier. Abiy assurances that Ethiopia is not tempted to engage in conflict, though it has the capacity, serves as both reassurance and deterrence. Yet, echoes of the devastating 1998-2000 border war loom large. The Prime Minister's hope for a peaceful resolution within 30 years hinges on a multilateral diplomacy, potentially under AU auspices, to broker a deal with Ethiopia gains a legitimate access, and Eritrea gains investment and regional integration. The alternative is a dangerous escalation that could destabilize the entire region. Ethiopia's renewed push for the Red Sea is both a diplomatic offensive and a national rallying cry. It challenges a settled historical narrative and a pursuit on economic and strategic imperative. As Abiy's words echo across the Horn, the question lingers. Can this crisis become a catalyst for a new cooperative regional framework, or will it unravel into a destructive cycle of blame and confrontation? I'm Mirun Damta, and this is Analytica Today.